All right. We're going to add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. Now, back in grade school, maybe last year or the year before, get it? That was sarcasm. You used to add two numbers together horizontally, like 2 plus 3, right? Equal 5. Or, a couple years ago while you were in elementary school, you could have done it vertically, like 2 plus 3 equal 5, correct? Remember? Okay. Now, vertically, it was nice doing it vertically when you had, like, a whole bunch of more than one-digit numbers, right? Because then you can carry over and do all kinds of stuff, right? It's kind of nice. Well, the same thing goes for polynomials. You could do it vertically or horizontally with addition, subtraction, or multiplication. So we're going to do examples of both throughout the three operations. We're not going to get into the real fun of division until maybe tomorrow or next day or this week. So you ready? Let's add vertically. -7 plus +8, +1. Now, be careful. The thing you have to watch for with polynomials is when you're adding two polynomials together and you don't have an x to the first term in this case, you got to put a blank space there. I even like to put a 0 there so I don't make a mistake and add 10x squared to x because they're unlike terms. Okay, so I have -x to the first plus 0 is a -x to the first, right? Then I have my x squared. Positive 2x squared plus a -10x squared is a -8x squared. And then I have my x cubes lined up. 3x cubed plus 1x cubed is?
4x.
Good, 4x cubed. Now, I don't need to put the plus sign in front of there because it's the leading term. And I'm done. That was pretty easy, right? Again, common mistake is when you're adding two polynomials and you're doing it vertically, be careful that you watch that missing term between the two. These you've done all your life, right? Combining like terms. That's what you've been doing with the horizontal version. So when you have a plus sign here, you could either ignore the parentheses or you could rewrite this. I highly suggest rewriting it without the parentheses. And then combining the like terms or adding them is what we're really doing, right? So here, let's see. I have a 9x cubed with all by itself. My x squared, I only have one of those, right? X to the first terms. Let's see, I have a -2x to the first and a positive 12x. Gives us a positive 10x. Bless you. You're welcome. And then a positive 1 and a -4 gives me a -3. Pretty easy, right? Now, subtraction. Thomas, what's the biggest mistake students make with subtraction? Huh?
Not
adding. Not adding. Wait a minute. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Huh? Huh? What? Not adding, we're subtracting. I guess. What's the biggest mistake students make when they subtract? They forget to change the sign, right? Yeah. When you subtract in a polynomial, you have to distribute that negative sign throughout, right? Okay, so let's do the horizontal one first. We're going to rewrite this. 2x squared plus 3x minus 3x squared minus x, and then a plus 4. Then we're going to combine our like terms. Okay? Let's see, I got a 2x squared and a minus 3x squared minus x squared. Our x to the first terms, plus 3x minus a 1x plus 2x. And then I just have the plus 4, right? For better or for worse. There's my answer. All right, number 3. Again, vertically, there's even more mistakes with subtraction. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, make this a plus sign, and I'm going to do, I'm going to do the opposite signs here, right? There we go. That'll make my life easier. Okay, 9 minus 1 is positive 8. Negative 2x plus x is a negative 1x. Negative 3x squared minus a 6x squared is a minus 9x squared. 8x cubed minus 2x cubed is a positive 6x cubed, right? We're good? Ready to go? That's my answer. I think it's easier to change the signs like that. And this is actually really important because when we get into division of polynomials, there's a lot of this going on. All right? Okay, multiplying polynomials. Notice, these get kind of hard. Notice we have a trinomial times a binomial, right? It's not a binomial. We're used to doing binomials times binomials. We use a FOIL method, that type of thing. Now we have a trinomial times a binomial. So we're going to do this just like we did in elementary school, for some of you 2 years ago, where we take this and we start multiplying each one of the terms, or digits as you did in elementary. So, negative 3 times positive 4, negative 12. Negative 3 times positive 2x, negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 1x squared is a positive 3x squared. Are you good? Okay, now I'm going to take a positive 1x and multiply it to each one of the terms. But remember, we have to put a 0 for that space, right? Okay, so x times positive 4, positive 4x. See how putting that 0 in there keeps things aligned? X times a positive 2x is a positive 2x squared. And then we have an x times a negative 1x squared is a negative x to the third cubed. Remember when you would take 21 times, I don't know, 12? You take 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, and then you would put a 0 there and then start your multiplication. You don't remember putting a 0 there? Well, it's a placeholder is what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, so again, then you would go, remember we added those together? So we're going to add these together. Nothing. Did I say anything? I was just giving you a nasty look. All right, negative 12 plus 0 is negative 12. Negative 6x plus 4x is a negative 2x. Positive 3x squared plus 2x squared. Positive 5x squared. And then all I have over here is a negative x cubed. That's it. Got to be careful multiplying polynomials. Questions? All right, number 6. We could do this horizontally too. Okay. It's a little. It's a little more difficult, right? So we're going to distribute each term to each term in the trinomial. So I have to take each term in the binomial and multiply it by each term in the trinomial. Okay, ready? X times 3x squared, 3x cubed, x times negative 2x is negative 2x squared, x times negative 4, negative 4x. Then I have to take my negative 3.
And do the exact same thing.
Yep. Okay, so I have negative 3 times 3x squared, negative 9x squared, negative 3 times negative 2x is a positive 6x, and a negative 3 times a negative 4 is positive 12. So we got a whole bunch of detailed stuff going on, right? You got to know that when you're multiplying, you add the exponents, and you have to know when you're combining like terms, you're not going to add the exponents. A lot of properties going on with these. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on with these. You really got to know your exponents, how to multiply, and then how to add them or combine them. All right, so let's start combining here. Let's see. I've only got the one cubed term, right? So I have 3x cubed. My squared terms. Let's see. I got a couple of those. I got a negative 2x squared and a negative 9x squared gives me. Now you're combining, so be careful. You're going to keep the x squared, right?
So a negative 11.
X squared. Good. And then we've got, what do we got here? Minus 4x and a positive 6x. Good. And then 12 by its lonesome, right? There we go. One more. Number 7. Now, we have a binomial times a binomial times a binomial. We know how to do a binomial times binomial, right? Just do FOIL. So I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to multiply these two. Okay, I'm going to multiply these two factors. Okay, I'm just going to carry down the x minus 1. And then I'm going to do FOIL on that one. Okay, x times x is outer x times 3, 3x, inner 4 times x is, and then last 4 times 3. And then when we use FOIL, we always have those middle two terms to combine, right?
Where did the x squared or whatever?
Yep, the first term, right? X times x.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to combine those. X minus 1 times x squared plus 7x plus 12. Now I'm back to this original problem, right? So I got to distribute each one of those. So I'm going to distribute the x to each one of these. Guys, quiet down a little bit. X times x squared, x cubed, x times 7x, 7x squared, x times 12, 12x. And I know I screwed this up last hour, so I'm being careful here. All right, then I have to distribute the negative 1. Negative 1 times x squared, negative x squared, negative 1 times 7x, negative 7x, negative 1 times positive 12 is negative 12. And then combine like terms, right? X cubed. That's it. I have a plus 7x squared and a minus 1x squared is a positive 6x squared. And then I have a 12x minus 7x is a positive 5x. And just the minus 12, right? That looks pretty good. Doesn't look like I screwed that one up this time. So we're good there.
They all end in 12.
Huh. What do you know about that? That's very mathematical of you. When you do your homework,
Just do 1 through 4.
no, actually, you can do them all, right?
No, not the expand.
What does this mean? When I have v plus 2 to the third, that means v plus 2 times v plus 2 times v plus 2. So you have one of these problems.
Are you available after school today?
No, not today.
Okay, tomorrow.
Tomorrow I will be. Any questions?
What is the meaning of life?
Don't know.